19th, 2026, and this is the Neural Left. I'm John Steele, and I'm currently bottle feeding a very frustrated goat in a city studio because the world is a burning landfill.
I'm Mary Kane.
This is Maya Thorne.
And I'm Julian Archer. We have a great show for you today.
Look, yesterday we were talking about silicosis epidemics and Melania Trump's creepy Play-Doh robot, and today, honestly, the hits just keep on coming. We've got a healthcare system doing a swan dive off a fiscal cliff, a labor war on the Long Island Railroad, and the GOP literally trying to blind the National Weather Service right before hurricane season. It's busy. It's a busy day in the collapse. Julian, start us off with the body count on the ACA.
It is a catastrophe, John. A systematic, intentional dismantling of the promise of healthcare. The Kaiser Family Foundation just dropped the hammer. We are looking at a projected loss of 6 million people from the ACA marketplace by the end of this year. 6 million!
God help us.
It's the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which is the most Orwellian title I've ever heard. H.R. 1, signed by Trump last year. It didn't just nudge the system, it shoved it into a wood chipper. Premiums are up 58%. Average deductibles over $3,700.
I mean, $3,700? That's not a deductible, Julian. You're never going to the doctor barrier. It's like putting a padlock on a fire hydrant while the house is on fire.
High-key flop era for the insurance market. Like 21% of enrollees on healthcare.gov have already been dropped because they couldn't make that first premium payment. It's giving medical bankruptcy as a personality trait.
It's a shell game, Maya. I called this a healthcare mirage back in May. And look at us now. The subsidies from the Inflation Reduction Act expired in December. And the Republicans just sat there and watched the cliff approach like they were watching a parade.
And they didn't just watch, Mary. They pushed. Internal CMS documents show that over 1 in 5 people are getting purged right now. This is a decapitation strike on the safety net.
And then they'll turn around in the midterms and say, look, the ACA is
Exactly.
failing.
It's legislative arson. You set the building on fire and then complain that the smoke is an eyesore? Speaking of things falling apart, Julian, you've been tracking this DACA update?
The dreamer generation is turning 33, John. Average age is 33. These aren't kids in backpacks anymore. They're surgeons. They're engineers. They're the people holding the infrastructure together. And yet, NPR is reporting that administrative backlogs are being used as a shadow termination of their status.
I'm reading about this nurse in San Francisco, DACA recipient, who lost her ability to work and drive because her renewal is stuck in a digital black hole. This isn't just policy failure, it's cruelty by paperwork.
Okay, but it's worse than just slow computers. The Board of Immigration Appeals just ruled in matter of Santiago that DACA status doesn't actually stop a judge from deporting you. It's literally deferred action with no action. The vibes are basically stay here and work until we feel like snatching you.
Yeah, it's a cage around the dream. Republicans are pushing a $72 billion enforcement bill right now, Mary. $72 billion for ICE and CBP, but zero pathways for these people who have been here for 27 years on average.
Look, if you've lived here for 27 years, you're more American than a deep-fried Twinkie.
It's just this perpetual state of unliving. That's what I call national edging, where nobody actually gets to have a future because the GOP needs the border crisis for the 2026 cycle.
And while they're worrying about the border, they're opening the door for the spies at home. Maya, did you see the NSO Group lobbying reports?
Oh, it's dark springtime, Mary. NSO Group, the Pegasus people, have been on a Washington rehabilitation tour for 48 hours. They want off the blacklist. And word is the administration is about to blink because Section 702 of FISA is in a deadlock.
absurd. NSO Group helped authoritarian regimes track journalists and activists. Removing them from the blacklist is like inviting a vampire to manage your blood bank.
Low-key, though, the U.S. government is thirsty for that intrusion software. Human Rights Watch just said 6 EU countries are already exporting this stuff to dictators again. We're in our global spyware renaissance era.
It's the end of privacy, kids. If you have a phone, you have a government-sponsored parasite in your pocket. Look, before we all throw our electronics into the Hudson, can someone give me a win? Mary, what's going on in Utah?
Believe it or not, John, there's a little fortress of common sense in the Mountain West. 19 communities in Utah, not exactly a Marxist stronghold, are bypassing the fossil fuel grid to go 100% renewable.
Utah? Really?
Yeah, they call it Schedule 100. They've got a June 2nd deadline to pass their local ordinances. And get this, Fervo Energy, which does geothermal, just had a nearly $2 billion IPO. Their Cape Station project in Milford is going to be the centerpiece.
Geothermal slaps. It's like 24/7 carbon-free energy without the waiting for the sun to come out energy. 71% of Utahns actually support renewable energy on public lands now. Main character energy for the local utilities.
Good. At least someone is trying to keep the lights on without burning a prehistoric bird.
Hey, before we move on, a quick note from our sponsor. Look, independent media like this doesn't just manifest out of the ether. It takes real human work to build the infrastructure. We are 100% here because of the vision and the grind of our creator, Eric Christensen at Neural Network Media. He's not a media conglomerate. He is a builder who poured his own resources and time into creating this platform so we could have these conversations. If you value independent voices over corporate algorithms, please like, subscribe, and consider visiting our new Patreon at patreon.com/Neural Network Media to support this work. It's an act of solidarity that keeps the lights on and the servers running. Speaking of servers and infrastructure, John, you like a good grift story, right? How about Roger Schofstall in Alaska?
Oh, the convicted felon running a telecom empire from a prison cell? ProPublica just eviscerated this guy.
I'm not kidding you, folks. This guy gets $1 million a year in federal subsidies. That's your phone bill surcharges, by the way, to provide obsolete internet to rural Alaskans. He was in jail for tax evasion and was still running the company.
He literally got his phone privileges revoked in prison because he was doing carrier of last resort business from the yard. It's giving Breaking Bad, but for broadband.
95% of his company's revenue comes from the Universal Service Fund. It is a dark money vacuum. We're pouring billions into the digital divide, and it's being siphoned off by people who haven't updated their equipment since the Bush administration.
It's a disgrace. Well, while we're talking about systems failing the people they're supposed to help, look at the public defense crisis. Julian, you saw the Malik Wagner story?
This one made my blood boil. ProPublica and the Inquirer investigated court-appointed lawyers in Philly and Oregon. Malik Wagner spent years in prison for a murder he didn't commit because an informant lied. When he finally got a chance to challenge it, his own court-appointed lawyer filed a no-merit letter.
Are you kidding me with this guy? The lawyer tasked with defending him was basically the prosecutor's backup singer.
More than half of the cases where defendants eventually won their freedom involved lawyers who had previously rejected their claims. It's a recycling bin of subpar legal aid. In Oregon, they're literally dismissing criminal charges because there aren't enough lawyers to go around.
Constitutional rights are in their terms and conditions apply era. If you can't afford a lawyer, one will be provided to help keep you in jail.
It's like legislative and judicial constipation. You have a right to a lawyer, but if the lawyer is a warm body with a briefcase who works for the state, do you really have a right? It's like being given a life vest made of lead.
And don't look to Congress for help. They're too busy playing chicken with the housing market. Speaker Johnson is fast-tracking the 21st Century Road to Housing Act today, but Trump threw a grenade into the room.
The Save America Act, Ryder?
Exactly. Trump demanded that this housing bill, which is already pretty weak on corporate landlords, be tied to a bill requiring proof of citizenship to vote. A poison pill, John. He's holding the roof over people's heads hostage for a voter suppression scheme.
You hate to see it. Schumer and Elizabeth Warren are saying the House version already guts the bill. It's all build now and zero protect renters. It's a landlord's Christmas list dressed up as a bipartisan win.
Well, if they can't even get housing right, how are they going to handle the hurricane season? Mary, tell me about Noah.
This is the one that really gets me, John. We've got a super El Nino coming. Hurricane season starts in 2 days, and the Trump administration's 40% cut to Noah has basically blinded the National Weather Service.
40%? How do you even keep the satellites in the air with 40% gone?
You don't! They're scaling back weather balloon launches. They're letting data degradation happen just as the models need it most. They're trading life-saving warnings for a privatization agenda. If you want to know if a tornado is coming, you'll probably have to pay for a premium storm alert on some app soon.
Okay, but what about the AI models?
They're running on less data, Maya. Garbage in, garbage out. If the AI doesn't have the atmospheric readings because we didn't launch the balloons, it's just guessing. We are heading into hurricane season with a blindfold on because some suit wants to reduce the footprint of the government.
It's a national death wish. Operation Epic Fury over in Iran, but we can't tell if a Category 5 is hitting Miami? Look, the priorities in this city, in this country, are absolutely biologically inverted.
Well, the GOP is too busy eating its own anyway. Today is the Kentucky primary. Thomas Massie versus Ed Gulrain. Trump has posted 11 times in 48 hours attacking Massie.
I love it. I mean, he's a lot, but he's a constitutionalist. He actually has an ideology. And Trump is calling him the most unreliable Republican in history because he didn't vote for a spending bill?
It's loyalty versus ideology. Gulrain is a pure Trump pick. $25 million spent on this primary. It's a vengeance campaign, pure and simple. Trump wants a party of yes men, not constitutionalists.
Massie has major I did my own research energy, but Gulrain is just I did what the leader said energy. The GOP is in its purge arc.
Let them fight. In the meantime, I'm looking at Mayor Karen Bass in L.A. Maya, you see the meth mouth controversy?
Spencer Pratt, yes, that Spencer Pratt from the Hills, is running for mayor on a no free teeth for addicts platform. It's camp, but also terrifying. Base wants to provide dental care for the unhoused to help them get jobs.
And she's right. If you can't smile, you can't get a job at a Starbucks or an office. You can't return to the workforce if your face is literally rotting from the inside out because of a disease. It's a housing first essential.
Look, it's about dignity. If we want people to get off the streets, we have to treat them like humans, not like discarded equipment. But of course, the right-wing media is calling it free teeth for drug users. It's a performative cruelty.
And meanwhile, in the corporate world, Standard Chartered just cut 7,000 jobs. They're replacing lower-value human capital, their words not mine, with frontier AI models.
It's the AI for profit, not people era. And Standard Chartered isn't even the worst one. Pennsylvania is suing Character AI because one of their bots, Amelia, was pretending to be a psychiatrist.
What?
Yeah, the bot gave a fake license number to investigators and tried to diagnose depression. We're replacing doctors with chatbots and wonder why the vibes are toxic.
About time. But it's all too little too late, isn't it? The labor market is already reacting. Look at the LIRR strike.
Mary, Julian, this is the big one.
The moment of truth for NYC labor. 3 days of chaos. The busiest commuter rail North America shut down because workers refuse to accept austerity.
3,500 workers walked off the job, and Kathy Hochul finally blinked last night. There's a tentative deal, but look at the math, John. National inflation is 3.8%. NYC inflation is 4.6%. The working class squeeze is a vice grip in this city.
Explain the deal. Did they actually get what they needed?
It's the capital of capital being brought to its knees by the people who turn the wrenches. I love the happy warrior energy of those unions. They prove that without them, there is no Wall Street. There is no Manhattan.
Commuters were in a work-from-home lockdown like it was 2020. It proves that the vibes of the economy depend entirely on the people who show up in uniform.
And that's the thing. Look, we're 5 months into the Mamdani administration in NYC, and the fiscal gap is multi-billion-dollar. Mamdani's trying to block the Western Union Intermex merger because it's a private tax on immigrants.
I gotta tell you, Zoran Mamdani is the first mayor we've had who actually looks at a remittance fee and sees a theft. The bank regulators are furious. The Jewish community is upset about his Nakba Day video. He's fighting on every front.
It is the Mamdani era. It's messy, it's radical, and it's about time someone treated urban governance like a fight for the people instead of a cocktail party for the donor class.
Also, shout out to the Congressional Black Caucus. They just blocked the SCORE Act, that collegiate sports reform bill.
Why?
Because the NCAA and the SEC are staying silent while black voting rights are being dismantled in the South. The CBC said they won't help the stability of college sports while the athletes' families are being disenfranchised. Major main character energy.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You use the leverage you have. You stop the game until the rules are fair for everyone. Well, look, it's been a long day. We've got healthcare in a tailspin, a labor movement finally showing its teeth, and the GOP trying to turn the weather off.
But the unions won, John. The LIRR is moving again.
Yeah, for now. Until the next bill, until the next cliff. That's the show for today. We're watching the LIRR strike resolution as a bellwether for labor everywhere. If they can hold the line in New York, there's hope for the rest of the country.
Keep the faith, folks.
Stay fired up.
Goodbye.